Hello and welcome. My name is Wayne, and I'm back in Wurm Online on the Harmony server, moving right along. Ordinarily, I would be doing quite a few activities in these videos, but not in this one. I'm going to try to keep this one short, sweet, and to the point, because I obligated myself to do a how to earn money video. And I told myself I would do it within... Actually, I told you guys I would do it within 2 videos. So now I have to do it whether I want to do it or not, and I probably won't obligate myself to do a specific video within a specific period of time ever again. But I might. I do these videos for fun, and I'm not trying to be a YouTuber or anything like that. I use ad blocker for crying out loud. I'm one of those 30%ers, and I'm even gainfully employed in digital marketing. How's that? The audacity! How can I be someone that works in digital marketing and using ad blocker? Well, because I'm one of the smart ones, and probably you too. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about earning money in Wurm Online. And I've been thinking about it a little bit, and I realize this is actually going to be a pretty short video. I'll try to drag it out a little bit. Maybe I'll get 20 minutes out of it. And you're just going to have to sit here and stare at me. Maybe that's not a good idea. Let me see. Can we get a better view? Maybe we'll do this. Yes, it's nighttime again. I know. I don't know how I keep managing to do it. But it's not going to matter this time because I'm just talking. That's it. So let's talk about money in Wurm Online. First of all, let's define the currency. It's called silver. For anyone that doesn't know, it's called silver. You buy silver with real money through the Code Club AB store. You can also purchase premium directly. You can also use silver in-game to go premium. It's 5 silver for 1 month, 10 silver, 5 silver for a half a month, 10 silver for a full month. I do believe there is a special for new characters only, and with that special you get 2 months of premium, I believe, and a decent amount of silver to start your first deed. Well, probably your only deed, because you can only have 1 deed per character per server. You buy silver in bulk. I think the lowest unit you can purchase is 5, up to I believe 100, which would be 1 gold. So speaking of that, the currency is divided into other denominations. So for example, 100 iron coins is equal to 1 copper, 100 copper coins is equal to 1 silver coin, and 100 silver coins is equal to 1 gold. And if 1 silver is worth roughly $1.25, then 1 gold is worth roughly $125. Every once in a while, I see someone ask the question, can I earn enough silver in-game to pay for my premium account and my deed? The short answer to that is yes. The extended answer to that question is yes, if you're somewhat dedicated and if the economy on the server is decent. Right now, the economy on Harmony and Melody is completely out of control. It's a mess, probably because it's a new server. Actually, I can tell you why. Because there are a lot of new players, and they brought with them the impatience that they've learned with other MMOs. And in that impatience, they wander around for 2 days looking for the specific color of horse they want, ignoring everything else, such as traits. And then after 2 days, just 2 days of giving up, they then pay 6 silver for a horse that has negative traits, probably because it was a first-generation bred horse. And the only reason they paid 6 silver was because they gave up after 2 days. That's a true story, by the way. That's an example of some of the impatience that I'm seeing on the new server. I'm sure it's similar on Melody. You have to understand that people play this game for years and years. And to just look for something you want for just 2 days and fail, then to spend 6 silver for a horse that on established servers you could get for about 30 copper, that's extreme. People are also trying to sell willow and oak sprouts for 25 copper. You can wander around for 15 minutes in any forest and find willow trees and oak trees. Those go for about 2 copper on the southern cluster where the economy is established. Usually, all other sprouts usually go for 1 copper, and people usually purchase them in lots of 100. So you would sell 100 sprouts for 1 silver. Imagine, though, spending 6 silver for a horse in which neither the seller or the buyer can even examine the traits of the horse because they don't have the skill to do so yet. And because it was a first generation bred by someone with low husbandry skill, probably means it has negative traits. And the only reason it was purchased was for that color. Yeah, I have my favorites too, but think about that price for a moment. Which do you think is more valuable? A horse that has a specific color you want, or a deed? Because you can have a 20 by 25 tile deed and it costs you 1 silver per month, meaning someone paid enough silver for 6 months of deed upkeep for a horse. And it wasn't like the person that sold it was a veteran. That person is not a veteran. And that person didn't even offer it. The person that wanted the horse said, "Can I buy your horse for 6 silver?" And of course they said yes. I would too. So I'm not really going to get into the whole buying and selling thing. I just wanted to illustrate how crazy the economy is right now on Harmony and Melody both. You can see what people are doing to earn money, though. They have a little hustle going, and they're trying to sell services or products, bulk products, specialized products, items that went rare, and that's probably your best way to make money is if you get lucky with a rare item. And also, did I mention bulk items? People might be selling, hundreds of dirt or sand or clay. On the established servers, people will typically sell that for 50 copper to 1 silver per 1,000 dirt. Depends on the size of the server. Xanadu is huge and there's a ton of dirt there, so typically 50 copper for 1,000 dirt. On a server the size of Harmony, it would be closer to, did I say one silver? No, 50 copper for 1,000 dirt. And on the server the size of Harmony, it would be closer to 1 silver for 1,000 dirt. But the server is new and the economy is crazy, so who knows? The economy is going to change a lot. Supply and demand is going to change. The thing that you're trying to do or that you want to do, or the thing that you want to sell, or the service that you want to provide, there may be 100 others trying to make money with that same product or service. Just like the real world, it's not just whether or not you have a product or a service, it's also how well you can compete with others. And when there's a lot of people selling the same stuff, those prices have to go down, because otherwise you're just going to lose the sale to someone else that lowers their prices before you. I would like to mention, before getting on with the King's Coffers segment, which I think is what most people are referring to when they're asking the question, how can I earn silver? Through the actual game mechanics, not through other players. But I would mention that a few rules. One, you're not permitted to scam people in Wurm. This is not EVE Online. It's not the Wild West. If you scam people, you will get banned. You can go on the forums and you will see people that have been banned. They'll go on there and they'll post and they'll say, "I'm really sorry. I won't do it again. I learned my lesson." And then you can see the replies that they're very similar from Code Club AB staff. They'll say something like, "We're really glad you said that. We're really glad you learned your lesson. We would love for you to come back and play. Feel free to create a new character and start over." So there is an ultimate cost whenever you scam. You get banned. And I don't think you get to come back with that character. As a matter of fact, I have a mailbox right here. It doesn't work yet because it hasn't been blessed, which means I can't use it to send or receive items. But I have it ready. There is a warning here whenever you use it to send a player something, because you can send items to other players via COD, cash on delivery, in which they receive the item and they pay at the same time, whatever you put as the amount you want via COD. You have to pay 1 copper to send it. But there is an actual warning there when you send saying don't scam people, because if you do, you will get banned. Of course, you don't have to use the mailbox. You can go meet up with someone in person and right-click on them and select trade, but you still can't scam that way either. Maybe the other player is new and they clicked trade before the payment popped in. You still have to pay them, even if it wasn't through that trade window. If you scam someone, all they have to do is type in /support and report you, and you're probably going to get banned. So no scamming. Of course, there's no real money trade anymore ever since this game came to Steam. That's a Steam rule, and that's why Wurm Online instituted that, made that change. You can no longer use real money to pay people in-game for virtual items. There's no real money trade. And finally, there's also no gambling. That's in the terms of service. You can read it. You can't have a contest in which people have to pay. You can't say, hey, send me, I'm giving away an ebony horse, so send me 50 copper, and then I'll do a random drawing, and whichever name I pull will get that ebony horse. But you have to send me 50 copper to enter. That's gambling. You're paying someone for a chance to get something from them. You can have a contest, but it needs to be friendly and it can't require an entrance fee. You can have a contest where maybe you're giving away things, but you can't charge a fee for people to enter for a chance to receive those things. What was I saying before that? Oh yeah, delivery. You can meet with someone in person. Of course, you can use a ship to transport yourself and the items. If you're providing a service, like maybe you're a priest and you enchant people's mailboxes for them, well, you're going to have to travel to their deed to do that. So you have to consider your time for travel as well. Another example, maybe you improve items, and maybe you do guard tower improvements for people so they can get more guards to spawn. If that's the case, then you would also have to travel to people deed, and you would have to factor that into your fees. But I don't really want to go through all of the possible things that you could sell, the services and the products. If there's something that can be done in the game, that's a possible service you could offer. If there's a thing that can be acquired, whether you gather it or craft it, then that thing can also be sold to others. It's going to be up to you to figure out what items and what services you think will work out best. But really what I wanted to talk about was the King's Coffers, because I see a lot of people asking about this, like how do you get this money? Because the King's Coffer is part of the mechanics of Wurm. You get money through the game, not through other players. However, in order for it to work, there has to actually be money in the King's Coffers. I'm not sure exactly what regulates that. I think maybe the developers just maybe go in and plop in X amount of silver in the King's Coffer from time to time, and then it's available for you to earn through mostly random chance. The first way you can do it is, actually I have some corpses right over here, is by walking up to a corpse, and let me open up my user interface here, selecting your shovel, which I already have selected, right-clicking a corpse, and then selecting bury. If you've already butchered it and it has contents, then you might want to click bury all. And by doing that, there is a random chance that you will receive some coins. It could be copper. It could be, maybe if you're really lucky, you might even get a silver. I've seen 5 copper pop up from time to time, 10 copper. I think I've seen 25 copper pop up. And once I received a silver for burying a corpse. But there's no guarantee. It's just random whether you get anything. You might bury 100 corpses and never get a thing. But I guess you could say a chance to get something is better than no chance to get something. So it might be worth it to bury corpses along the way as you find them, assuming the king's coffers is open, and I'll show you how to check for that in a minute. Now, the other way you can sell, or you can earn coin, is by selling a corpse to your deed token. I'll demonstrate. Let me grab this chicken. We'll walk over here, and I'll go over to the deed token. And the way you would do this is you would select the thing you want to sell, right-click, and then choose Sell. And then you're going to get some iron for it, only iron. But in this case, it says there are apparently no coins in the coffers at the moment. So that's not going to work. And when you see that message, that means you also won't have any chance of receiving coin when you bury a corpse, or when you, well, I haven't talked about that. Give me 1 second. Just 1 second. I need to put this little guy back if I can get my controls just right. He goes right about. I'm very particular about how my dead animals are decorated. There we go. I'm going to butcher them. I'll butcher them later. I'm hoping to get some pelts from the cats and some furs from the wolves, and maybe some leather from the cows, and maybe some feathers from these guys for fishing. For now, they're just decorating the road. Now, when you sell to the token, there is you'll always get iron, but you're not going to get much iron. See, look, I could sell this cotton. Right-click, or select Sell, but I'm going to get that same amount. The amount of coins you get is 1 iron plus an additional iron for every 10 QL. So since this cotton is 15 QL, that means I would get a total of 2 irons. That's it. Now, a corpse is better. I guess I'll go pick this chicken up again, because look at the QL, 100. So that means you're going to get 11 copper, or 11 iron, not copper. You're going to get 11 iron for that. I know, I'm doing it all over again. All right, I was faster that time. What can you sell to the token? I don't know of all of the things that you can sell. I know you can sell a corpse. And by the way, if that corpse has decayed some, then you're not going to get the full 11 iron. But you can forge. And anything, I think I've already forged here recently. Yeah. Picked clean, picked clean, picked clean. Oh, this one isn't. Let's see what we get. Let's see how much money we might get for foraging this item. Cabbage, 22.7 QL. So that means if I sold that to the token, I would get 3 iron. 1 iron plus 1 additional iron for every 10 QL. And in my opinion, it's simply not worth it. And by the way, you can't forage all day long and then stand by the token and sell thousands of items to it nonstop. You can't. There's a limit to how many things you can sell. And when you reach that limit, then there is a period of time that you're forced to wait before you can sell more. So you're not going to get rich by selling items for iron. The reason people do this, though, and the reason it's recommended over burying a corpse, is because when you do sell to the token, there's always a chance that you might get additional coins, copper or silver, the same way that you would randomly for burying a corpse. But the only difference being, at least this way, even if you don't get the random coins, at least you get the iron. But, man, that's a lot of effort. You're better off. It's probably much better use of your time to just use your money to buy premium and to purchase a deed. At the very least, I would recommend doing that to jumpstart your career based upon regardless of what you're selling, because you're going to need a deed to safeguard the items that you're selling. Or if you're providing a service, you're going to need a home base from which to get your skills up so that you can provide that service. And I'm not claiming to know all ways to earn money with the King's Coffer, but I do know of at least one other way, and that's through foraging, just as you saw me do. When you forage, if you get a moment of inspiration, that rare roll, then you will pick up coin from the tile. How much is random? Again, it could be 5 copper, it could be 25 copper, maybe you get lucky and it's a silver. Of course, this means you need to do a lot of foraging, and you need to do it daily. But I suppose you could do it if you wanted. There's still no guarantee you'll get anything. You could forage for days and never get a rare roll. Really, the only way guaranteed to bring you in a little bit of coin through the King's Coffers is when you sell items to the deed token. And also, you won't get coins from foraging if there's nothing in the King's Coffer. So always check the deed token first by trying to sell something to see whether or not there are coins available. And I think that's all I'll cover for this video. I told you it was going to be short and sweet. It was just that one topic. I didn't want to do other things. I wanted to keep this video short. I have some other things that I need to do tonight, and it's almost 8 p.m., so I'm going to dash. But I do plan to talk about what happened over here with the pins and what I found out with the packed dirt. As I mentioned in the previous video, that big mystery is solved, and I will teach you all that I know. And what else? I'll also talk a little bit about this little section over here that I've been working on, trying to make it kind of fancy. And I'm still working on it, still have to do some work back here. I had to do a lot of surface mining. Surface mining is when you surface down rock surface, not dirt. And I'll talk about that. I may even show how to do that. Some other videos I plan to do, a tour of the area. I will definitely make sure that it's daylight when I do that. And we'll see some of the deeds from my alliance mates and some other deeds from people on the lake, at least this side of the lake. I don't think I'll do the entire lake because that would be a very long video. But I'll at least do this side of the lake, and you can see how people are doing. You'll see that some people are very far ahead of me in terms of what they have up already. As a matter of fact, I think I'm the only one in the alliance that doesn't have a house up yet. But I've been spending most of my time just trying to decide what I want and where I want it. But I'm going to stop right there because if I keep talking about this, I could talk on for another half an hour. And it's now 22 minutes, so I'm going to end it there. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll probably pop up another video in maybe 3 days or so, probably. And thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And I will catch you later.